Instagram and all.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. J-Do and Jonah, the Banking Bros, in the HQ.
That's right.
Jonah, we've got a lot of new toys in here, and so that's going to be our excuse today for jumping on a few minutes past the hour.
I'm missing a remote to one of the toys, but it's okay.
See, people? But we're so glad you're here for another cash consultation and coaching hour. We're going to walk and talk through your life, your money. We're talking interest, we're talking growth and guaranteed lifetime income, backed all by the save and spend system. That means we teach people how to save and spend money at the exact same time, a process we learned just over 10 years ago, and then we started just under 10 years ago. We just came off of a new feature program, and we tested our own family in the beta, and that is the Financial Family Reunion. Financial Family Forum is what I originally called it. I forgot that because I named something Financial Family Forum.
You do name a lot of things.
That's what I do, people. We need something people can consistently follow and understand. So I'm an alliterative guy. I like to rhyme things. I like to be memorable. And Jonah, you were able to lead this little shindig with our, I was about to say clan, but that's just not the right word for our people.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I did. It went fine. We're going to do another one. So a few things that we could kind of mention to you guys who are watching at home is obviously when people gather around the holidays, it's normally like for fun, right? We're going to watch the game. We're going to eat the food. We're going to drink the drinks.
And a lot of people
can chat.
A lot of people play the game. They play football as we've never done that. So that's the thing.
I was part of a flag football group of guys that played the day before Thanksgiving for like 10 years. And then I don't know what happened. We lost it.
You guys had kids.
I wouldn't play anyway. Now
right.
I got to stick to what I know. What did TLC say? The rivers and the lakes that I'm used to. I can't just go out here chasing waterfalls. Can't do it no more. But anyway, we know that when you gather around the holidays, it's time to have fun, be fun, do the fun things. But a lot of times that's almost your only opportunity to see brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, parents in person. And so we think that it would be a good time to introduce some of these other topics to people. And so we had our family in town, a lot of them, not all of them. We FaceTimed the others that we could get on, and we thought, you know what, this is the time that we should introduce some of these ideas that we've been learning, we've been doing, we've been practicing to those other family members around the holidays. Yeah. So we were able to do that, and we'll do it again coming up here in a few weeks for 2.5 weeks.
Already?
You realize that? 2.5 weeks, and then it's Christmas week.
Right,
not Christmas
week.
Day, but Christmas week.
So you know what's crazy is you just mentioned we did a family. So we had, the family units. Not the units, but the family location units. So there was 4 of the 6 in our generation at your house.
Yep.
Okay. So we had a brother. That was another one. We had a sister. That was another one. We had who I call grandma and grandpa and who the kids call grandma and grandpa, right? So it was great grandma and great grandpa to some people. So 5 different things are going on. First off, you said we did a
4 generations.
FaceTime. 4 generations.
Yep.
Isn't that? I mean, that's special. That's what I'm saying. This is a great topic to talk about. It's been on my mind for a year. Here's what I'm talking about now. As you mentioned, FaceTime.
Yep.
How many of you out there got family out there with them green text messages?
Well, they've updated the phones now, so green's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, your phone does it. Yeah, like you can see when you can do read receipts for blue. Yeah, you can do it on. It works. Green
look
works.
At that. They
Pictures work.
Elon. Thank you, Elon.
Yeah, but we just got. I mean, that was iOS 26. Like they just
green
is now okay
because
last week.
For how many of you went home and it was tech support for people who are older than you, right? So we did a FaceTime and we went through 5 categories, 5 areas of life. Faith, very important to our family. We have 3 ordained devices.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're back. Right?
Sorry about
maybe
that.
you saw us, maybe you didn't. Now you see me. Now you don't. Joan and I also watched that holiday movie.
Okay, I think we got it now.
Jake, what's up, man? Jake says, I'm here. Jake is always here. So glad. I'm here to listen, but playing Santa
rest of the year in my big brown sleigh.
All right. I guess he drives a big brown truck.
Maybe.
All right.
I'm not exactly sure. but-
Hopefully you're not kidnapping children
Right.
or something. Hopefully you are delivering smiles. Appreciate you, Jake. So yeah, we Jonah, here's the 5 areas. We had faith, we had 3 ordained ministers, so we had one of the brother-in-laws give us a devotional thought.
Yep.
Okay, family, obviously we're all together. We had fun. Sometimes we say friends. When you're in personal life, friends and fun. It could be even a 6th category, but you did not let me have 6. You eliminated my ability to do 6 or 7 categories. So we talked about fun. We did fitness. We like to make sure, since it's alliterated, that could mean psychological, mental, and physical fitness,
Yep.
right? Books, which was a topic that we'll get to in a second, and also finances. That was
That's
the last
right.
one. But before we get into the finances, because you led that, let's talk about the other one. So we did have a brother-in-law give us a devotional thought. Took 5 minutes, read a verse, gave us a thought. We also talked about fun, and for us, that is the Secret Santa. And we announced the Secret Santa, and your wife is the boss of that. And she said, if you're not in, you text me separately right now. If you're out this year, if you're in, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do books, and things like that. Everybody just find a book and share your favorite book list and things like that. And so whoever, find a good book for somebody. And we also did fun. So I proctored a game. That's what I like to do. So I proctored a family specific Kahoot. For those of you who know what Kahoot is, so we did a little trivia contest against each other, and Jonah took over finances.
I did. So in the finance category, of course, for those of you who are listening, know that we wanted to bring up and mention the idea of the infinite banking concept, right? But a lot of people, so I saw a video. This has got to be 10 to 15 years old. This is an old video I saw. It was like a reel or before. What did we have before reels and
Vine.
shorts? Was it it was a little longer than a Vine.
E-Bombs World.
I remember that a little bit,
Yes,
but it was
I'm
a
a
little
millennial.
longer than a
Yes.
Vine. This has
All right.
got to be a 30-second video
All right.
it was an event. Someone's like recording the event
All right.
and then like posted this video.
Okay.
So maybe it's literally a YouTube video that's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
30
right.
seconds because I don't
Right.
remember what it was
All right.
before because this is older than a reel. And it was a gentleman outside basically talking to a group of, it looked like family members. And he says to them, you've got to pool together and buy life insurance on the older generations.
I
If
know
you
what you're
can
talking
go
about.
up 1 or you can
Yeah.
go up 2. They're like outside.
Yes, I know what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about. That guy is, I still see him from time to
Okay.
time. He's doing stuff. Yeah, yeah.
But it's not a reel.
But it's not 10, 15. Well, it could be actually,
I
but
think
like
it is.
he
Like,
still
it's
does
so-
stuff. all
okay,
the time.
cool. But he says you got to pull your money together. You
Yeah.
got to buy life insurance on the generation above you or 2 generations above you. Pool it and buy it because these generations are going to go. And if you don't do it, you're leaving money on the table. Just pool it and buy it and then split it evenly when it comes. Like, and he's talking about wealth gaps and he's talking about racial disparity and he's talking about, guys, just do that and then you'll have money. That sort of thing. And so I remember watching that video whenever I saw it, and I was like, it's probably not 10 years ago because I can't do
See,
time.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But and I remember thinking, you know what, that is
genius.
that's genius, right? That's genius.
Why hadn't I thought of that?
Yeah,
Why do I have to be on YouTube to find this?
Yep. So obviously
right.
we've got a family that now basically is. We finally got the last one to an age where maybe we can call her grown. I mean, she's 21, 22. So it's now time for us to start talking about pooling together and doing something on mom, pulling together and doing something on grandma, grandpa, that sort of thing. And like we said, we had 4 generations on this call. So that's a big deal for us. So we talked about that, like the idea of, hey, everybody, we want to be able to buy insurance on everybody. It's a sensitive topic. It's a weird topic. It's not weird for us. We talk about it every day. If you don't talk about it every day, it is weird. If somebody says, life insurance to you, you should buy it, let me buy it on you. It's like, what?
We're at halftime of the game right now.
Right.
What are you
talking about?
Yeah.
So we brought it up. So we brought it up in a way to say, hey, I need you to consider this. We'll talk about it later. And I thought that was probably a better approach than like, surprise,
surprise, y'all
blood.
gonna die.
Yeah.
Give blood. Everybody pee in the cup.
Right.
On this call.
Right.
Yeah.
So we brought that up, and then we talked about income stacking, cash flow stacking, which if you're not familiar with that, you might have heard us talk about that on a live session a few weeks ago, but we've got an entire YouTube series coming on income stacking. Myself and one of our coaches, Sean King, will do that. We'll show you what we've been doing personally, our personal numbers and stuff like that. So that's what we'll do. Big shout out to MW Wash 69 over on Instagram. Just jumped in. We see you over there. Sergio was over there on Instagram. Nancy was over there on Instagram. But for right now, I'm going to kick it to Jeremiah. I'm going to go field this call.
Okay, you got a call coming. All right, it's me. I'm back. So if you want to have a facilitator for a family call like that, we can do that. Okay, so I want you to know out there, all of you who are listening, I'd love, because I listen to these guys and I'm trying to build wealth and grow my knowledge around this topic. I'd love to have the people I love the most and who are the closest to me also participate, but I don't know how to have that conversation. That's where we come in. So if you need an outline on how to do it yourself, we'll provide that. If you want us to join the Family Financial Forum or Reunion, we will do that as well and help facilitate the questions, the concerns, the wealth ideas, and the building that you want to do in the future as a family, as we move into wealth that will pass down income tax free, trusts for your property. We can help you start that conversation. We'd love to have that. Let me know if you're the type of family already that has conversations about money. We say around here, and why our family may have been open to it is because we didn't have conversations about money, but it wasn't taboo. We just didn't have anything to talk about. So once we had something to talk about, praise the Lord, everyone showed up, seemed interested, but we didn't have anything to talk about growing up. So now it seems like everybody is, they're open to the idea. That doesn't mean that they're as knowledgeable or ready to move yet, but they're open to the idea. At least they came to the meeting. So we'll give another report in a month when we come back from the Christmas holiday into the new year about how it worked for round 2 when we get maybe more specific. All right, who's ready to do something? So shout out to everybody who is following us on Facebook. We are the Cash Compound on Facebook and the Infinite Bankers Group. That's a private group with people who are interested and or practicing or just asking questions about the save and spend system that has infinite banking at its core. Shout out to our friends and fam on LinkedIn. If you have not followed us on LinkedIn, we are now actually posting interesting content, LinkedIn specific stuff as well around the Cash Compound and our growth systems, guaranteed lifetime income, the save and spend system, etc. So hit us up over there at the Cash Compound. Other places you might see us as the Banking Bros. That's going to be a TikTok account. It's going to be IG, Instagram. It's going to be our YouTube channel, the Banking Bros. That's me and my brother here who are running the show as facilitators for our coaching staff all across the U.S., English and Spanish now, and the actual duo that help people with their financial questions, comments, and concerns. We appreciate you. We love you out there. So let's see what else I want to chat about. I'm not plugged in. Oh, because I would have shown you something. I would have shown you some video footage from our family financial reunion, but you can find that on an upcoming podcast. I did a podcast conversation by myself, and we have footage to see how relaxed we were, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, and it was all cool when we had our financial family reunion. So nobody had to sign papers. There was no paperwork. There were kids involved, down to 3 years old. We were in pajamas. All of those things happened, and it was still a great time for our family to get together. So has anybody else had those type of conversations? Has it been awkward? Is money taboo? Because I just don't have that type of relationship with my family at all. Let us know. Shout out to you out there. All right, what else do you want to talk about? Remember, questions, comments, and concerns about anything financial related can go into the chat right now. But the other things that are on my mind as we close this year are a review of your other documents and paperwork. Over the course of the holiday season, many of us have at least a couple of days off, where it might be weekdays, we might be with family, we might be traveling and chilling at someone else's house. And we want to remind you this is a great time to go to the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s of your own personal portfolio with everything. Number 1, find the paperwork. Find the paperwork. Put it in the right place. digitize it. Number 2, understand your options or your coverage or your accumulation at this point. And number 3, reassess and reposition with new things that you might need to put on the schedule, calendar, or fix. So number 1, put your dollars in front of you. Put your paperwork in front of you, your policies. Get them to a place where you can have peace of mind because you even know what you have and where it is. The second thing, if it is physical paperwork, for many of us it is, put it into a digital format or at least get it all in the same drawers. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You're like, yeah, I got to do that. No, you got to do that. Not I got to do that. You got to do that. You have to figure out what's going on because if you can't find it or know what it is or know where it is, your family, when something bad happens, who needs to help, support you, or be a part of that process, they don't know either. Number 2, let's make sure we understand what the paperwork says. Let's look at it and let's process this paperwork and understand that what we're dealing with right now is where we are, how we're covered. Oh, I forgot that I had that. I need to pay that bill. I need to update my credit card information, stuff like that. Let's put that together. Let's do that digitally. Let's create a standard operating procedure so our +1 or our grown children even can have access to it. Should they be beneficiaries? Should they be the one to take over power of attorney or care for you if you get sick? How many of you are with me? You're like, man, that would have been nice. Should it have happened in the previous generation when mom got sick, when grandpa passed away? We didn't know. We were a little confused. One person had control of it and the rest of us were in the dark and we didn't like what they did. It's now time to assess that in the 4th quarter, in the 11th hour of 2025. And number 3, let's reassess and reposition ourselves with the things we actually need moving forward. Oh, I need to update that. That's not enough coverage. The beneficiaries need to change. That person is no longer a part of our lives, my life, our family's life. We need to get this repositioned. That person is now 18. They need to be included because we did this when they were younger. Can I get an amen out there? That's some of the stuff that you should be doing with your property and casualty insurance. God forbid your medical insurance be wrong, but how does anyone know if it's right these days? We are working on a partnership right now to help you with that as well, if you want that type of guidance from the Cash Compound community, but a great partner for that. Another one is your car insurance, your coverages on your appliances in your house. Come on. We need those things every day. You need your vehicle for transportation and you need the washing machine, the dishwasher, the big screen. You need to understand what you have going on with the refrigerator should that ice start melting and it starts leaking underneath your floor. All of those things need to happen. And in the last month of 2025, we need to make a pact that we're going to launch into a new year, new you, with an assessment of where we are so we can actually be honest with ourselves and figure out where we want to go. It starts out with an honest assessment of not what you want, where you even are. Tell yourself the truth. Look at the paperwork, update it. Then, okay, where am I trying to go? At least I know where I am. And for me and busy people out there with families and kids and jobs and Christmas parties, as well as programs we got to go to at school and church, well, it's like, oh, I should probably spend some time figuring out where the crap I am so I now can assess better where I want to go. It's not just with your health in January at the gym, although it can and should be that too. It's not just your finances, even though that's what we focus on around here at the Cash Compound, but it's a comprehensive approach to your life and lifestyle so you can really get the freedom that you want. The freedom, the discipline at the beginning equals freedom, right? Democracy, a republic that we live in, it takes discipline at the beginning and personal responsibility. So now you have freedom. You do what you want. You have utility. You have that opportunity to get to where you actually want to go. So that is my assessment for you. If you need some help with that, once again, your coach around here at the Cash Compound or me personally or Jonah can help walk and talk you through that. We do it all the time with those brave souls out there who want a free cash consultation. So remember to click the link in our bio, go to thebankingbros.com, thebankingbros.com, and we can have a great conversation about where you are first, then we can assess where you want to go. All right, Jonah is back just in time. I was just finishing up telling people the 3 things we're trying to do
Back at it.
in December. We are going to, number 1, figure out where our paperwork is.
Okay.
Number 2, we are going to process what's in that paperwork.
Yep.
Okay, so number 1, we're going to find our paperwork, our policies, and we're going to get that to a place where we are going to consider digitizing it.
Oh, sure. So you're talking about basically because there's open enrollment coming up,
All
and they're
sorts of
forcing you to mess with
Yeah.
health insurance. It's a great time of the year to mess with all of them. You got to mess with one, might as well mess with all
Because
of them.
we're at home anyway, we probably got some extra days off.
Yep.
We should take a look. And then number 3 is to reassess. Okay, this isn't what I want. This beneficiary now has passed away, not in the family. This kid is now 18.
Yep.
We got to change it up. Oh, the policy no longer covers a thing that I own. How many people out there do you think, because you're so savvy at this and we talk to a lot of people, how many people out there actually are carrying coverage for things they don't own anymore?
No, I bet people aren't doing that. In what category? Definitely not car.
I'm talking
People
about
are
appliances, maybe.
coverage for appliances. I mean, most of the time when you buy an appliance, it's going to come with the warranty
Sure.
that people are not going to sign up for. You literally just have to go in there and plug in like your name, your email, and that you bought it at Costco, and you're signed up. But if you don't do that, you've got like 6 months, and then you can't go back and do it because you can't find your Costco receipt. It's not that you can't get into the warranty anymore. You can't figure out where you bought it, when you bought it, was it Amazon, was it, and so that's why you can't
Yep.
get your warranty. But no, normally people aren't buying insurance. No, I don't think they're covering stuff. That would be surprising to me if it was higher than 10% or something.
Okay. All
That
right.
people are covering stuff that they just don't even have anymore.
Uh-huh.
But I think people have the wrong limits all over the place. I really do. Like you've got a house that's appreciated. My house has appreciated $150,000 since I moved in. So you have to up your insurance limits. Like you have a replacement cost. There's a line item for that in your home insurance. So if my house burns down, this line item, replacement cost, is how much they're giving me to replace it. But if that's not as much as the house is worth, that's an error for me to allow that number to still be there.
That's
like I
true.
need to go look at it and
Right.
go, no, my house is worth another 75,000. You need to add that to that, because if I don't get that, I'm going to be very frustrated. Something actually happens to my house.
That's
So
a good point. That's a good point.
so I think that's more common. People have limits that they need to go check, and if they do not check them, they're going to continue. If you get into an incident, it's terrible. I mean, it's the same thing. We had a hurricane a few months ago, right? And I walked in the office and I said, "Go lower your deductible."
Hold on.
Do you remember
A
that?
few months ago.
I mean, what? It's December, so a year ago. We had a hurricane a year ago.
Over a
and-
year.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was
We had a hurricane
literally
over a
the
year ago,
last
but it's
day
this-
of October.
But it's the same deal. It's the
Last year.
same conversation. I walked in. I said, "Go lower your deductibles." You don't get in trouble for lowering your deductible the day before a hurricane. It's not illegal. You can totally go do it. And if you have to file a claim in 1 week from today, do you want your deductible at 500 or 100? 100. That's where I want it, so I can file the claim and get all the money, and then I'll
So
switch
what
it
does
back
that
to
song
5.
say? What is that song? So bring on the rain.
Right.
So bring on the rain. Okay, that's a good one. That's a big tip for everybody out there. So if you have not done this, that's my challenge. I said, if we figure out where we are, the last thing that I was giving as a philosophical tactic, if you figure out where you are, where your paperwork is, then it's a lot easier to figure out where you're trying to go when it's New Year, New Me time at the gym, January 3. Right? Well, January 1 this year is Thursday. So January 5, Monday. Is that right? It's probably
Maybe.
something like that. So, okay, so there's that idea. All right, let's get into some infinite banking insights here. And I've got some questions for you, Jonah. Okay, those infinite banking insight questions are, we here at the Save and Spend System Hub, where we help people with guaranteed lifetime income, have had a new webinar series
We have.
that we've launched. It's gone very well. Many of you probably out there on it, hearing from us from the first or second time, saw us on that webinar. So thank you for joining us, because there was probably 250 people over the course of the 2 that we've done, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about some of the conversations we're having.
All right, let's do it.
I've got some questions for y'all. Here's what it's all about. The question that I have for people is not in the technicality of the infinite banking concept, although let me give you a 1-minute overview. The infinite banking concept the beginning stage of getting you to and through the save and spend system is helping you understand how you can use permanent whole life insurance for cash value leverage so you can save your money and spend someone else's. It's a wild idea that's very simple once you understand how the product works. If you don't understand how the product works, we're going to be on the phone for a while. There's lots of stuff you need to watch.
Yep.
Here's what I'm realizing, Jonah, is that people are calling because they see the opportunity and they are not assessing where they are. You have to assess where they are first, because I'm getting in great conversations. There was a guy just a couple of nights ago. I'm going to call him Maddie. Okay. I'm going to hashtag protect the wealthy and not tell you everything about him. But here's what I'm realizing is people don't have money that they are saving anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm having almost every conversation. Let me see where you are. I'm having so many conversations on we're going to move or transfer or use the money that you are saving for emergencies to this policy.
Yep.
And they don't have any savings.
Yeah.
For emergency.
The
money.
average American is not saving it. I mean, but you hear those stats over and over. You heard them in 2008. You heard them in 2020. Like the average American family doesn't have an extra $300 or whatever. People are not saving money. That's why the savings rate is so low. But here's what people are doing. They're skipping saving and going straight to investing. That same person that you're talking to that doesn't have extra $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month does put $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, whatever it is, into some investment plan through
and
work.
It's probably right. And because it's through work for 90% of the population, it's also deferred satisfaction. You can't get to it.
They're not thinking about it. They haven't looked at it this year. They don't know. That's just what you're supposed to do. We'll get it in 45 years. I've talked to a bunch of people that are in their 50s. It seems like all my calls lately are people in their 50s. And what that means is when we talk about qualified plans and government sponsored plans, 59 and a half is a pretty magical age that the government made up. But if you're in your 50s and we're talking about what you want to do with money over the next decade, most of them know the balance of these plans as opposed to 30-year-olds.
Right.
And they are very ready to do anything else because they're like, it's been 20 years. But it ain't working. We already know it ain't working.
I looked at the number and that ain't it.
Yeah, I've heard that time. And I mean, I talked to a gentleman yesterday, 90,000. Been at his job 20 years, 30 years, whatever. His plan, I think it was 403B, 90K. That's what it had.
That's enough money for 1 year.
Talking about they don't match me, they do match me, they match like this, 90K. So after he gets through, because when they're talking about the matches, they say it very, I should leave it. There's a match. Oh, let's not talk about that. There's a match. There's extra 3%, 5%. When you talk about balance, it's like, well, what's the balance? 90. And you told me 8 years to retire. Do you think it's gonna do 90 every year for 8 years? Like, what are we doing here? You're contributing $8,000 to this thing. $7,000. I've been saying, and shout out to Wern. Oh boy, help me out with that one. Wern Hatting H over there on Instagram. I don't know what it is. Wern. Leave us a comment. How do you say your username? Wern Hatting H.
Appreciate you. Remember, that's on the Banking Bros channel.
Yeah, over on Instagram. But when you ask people about, so I've been giving people the benefit of the doubt. I've literally been saying, okay, so you're at 90 in 8 years. What if you go to 180? That would be amazing. It'd be the best growth you've ever seen, right? Yeah, it'd be pretty good. Okay, does 180 get you what you wanted when you retire? And they're like, no. I mean, that's like
3 years.
That's like 2 years, 3 years.
I'm allowed to go on one vacation.
So do you think we should
to church to pray?
So do you think we should leave it there for 8 years, or we should immediately do something else? Right. And a lot of them are like, we have to, it's not going to work. Correct.
Same thing happened with our stepdad here. So he's in the military. He's got a TSP program. If you're in the military, we can help and walk talk. We know what's going on there as well. We can give you some options, but he looked at it. He's also in his 50s. Okay. So he's pretty young. He's still in. And you asked him those questions. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is this what you want? Do you understand how it could go backward? And he's like, the reason I'm actually hitting you up is because it did go backward in 22. Right. Trump and Joe Biden's America went backward in 22.
Yep.
Stimulus this, economy this, red, green, blue, yellow this, right? That type of thing. And guess what? It's not the money that you want. We got to do something different, or like We're going to take half of it out right now and make sure it can't go backwards.
That's right.
Things like that. So here's my situation. I'm going to go back and circle back on my theories here, is that we need to build a reserve cash pool of money before we go trying to get crazy returns.
Mm.
And here's why. It's actually math. And I'm not the math guy. Even out of the two of us, I'm not the math guy, ladies and gentlemen. It's this, because the moment that you run over a screw and a nail, and that means you've got either 30 minutes or 3 days before the dealer charges you $1,000.
Yep.
If you don't have $1,000 cash, you swipe and you end up paying 20+% on your tire for the next 6 months. How in the world did your TSP, your 401k, and the OPP that you're trying to do, how did you beat it?
Yep.
You didn't beat it. That's math. You cannot get a return in the next 6 weeks, 6 months, doing your current plan that's going to outpace the emergency you couldn't pay for with cash. That's probably why you only have 90 grand in this thing. Anyway,
Yep.
You don't have enough money to invest. You keep having life hit you. And the big thing that you're missing, ladies and gentlemen, is actually, Lord bless him, step one in Dave Ramsey's whole show and shebang and carnival. It's a
save for an emergency.
It's an emergency fund.
Yep.
You need money somewhere. Where do you keep it? So here's another one that I've got as we go into. I see you got the. You want to talk TSP first?
Well,
I'll tell you about another
I
guy.
was going to pull up the TSP because I was going to mention this because this deal here, thrift savings plan. I was talking to somebody recently, and I was just talking them through how when you pull up this website, this is so unique to me, in my opinion. You pull up this website, and it's called a thrift savings plan.
Yep.
But not one plan on this website is savings. Like not one. So look, I'm on the website here, thrift savings.
Okay.
You can see it, tsp.gov. There's nothing special. I'm going to scroll down where it talks about plan details at a glance, 5 individual TSP funds, compare the plans. Okay. Let's see if one of them's a savings option where we save. Okay. Oh, you can only compare up to 3 at a time. Okay, so here we go. GFCSI funds.
All right.
We'll do 3 at a time. We got GC&I right now. And we've got returns. Returns are pretty high for savings. Here we go.
Very high.
17%
for a savings plan.
Right.
Sign me up.
Right. Exactly. We got risk. We got risk bubbles. They're trying to help it. They're trying to like gamify it a little bit so you understand. Okay. Here we go.
So you'd have something to say, of course, about the fact that risk. How is savings and risk in the same same plan?
It's not correct, right? Even if we go to the other one, so let's get rid of this and pull up an F. Right? Match the performance of the Bloomberg U.S. Aggregate Bond Index. This is not savings, people. This is not. That's why there's risk associated. Okay, let's get rid of C and give us S.
Give me some S.
Match the performance of the Dow Jones stock market. Match the performance of the MSCI something Hong Kong index. It's high.
I've heard good things about the
Hong Kong index. Look at these risk bubbles. 5 out of 5. Right? Is that really where you want to be? And so the only reason I brought that up is because, like I mentioned, I've been chatting with a few people recently on just talking with them on the phone. And because they're in their 50s, they're literally, it doesn't matter if it was G, S, F, I, C, it doesn't matter. They're literally like, I don't care. I've literally been putting the money here for X amount of years. I've been putting it here, and it's not accomplishing the goal that I want. I'm not saying they're getting on the phone saying it didn't grow. I'm not saying that.
Right.
In fact, most of them are saying, yeah, it kind of went up. It goes down, up and right, but I've increased. They're matching. They're not saying it doesn't grow. They're saying the goal that I actually need to accomplish, this doesn't work for, is what they're saying.
This
doesn't
program
work.
is not going to get us to where we go. So here's the other thing that I said to you before, said to you guys before Jonah came back, is when we figure out where we want to go, the first thing we actually do is tell the truth about where you are. It's not actually just dreaming. It's where am I? So you have to look at what you are. That's why plan 1 in my 3-step setup here was go get your paperwork and figure out what you got. Like, where am I? Because then I have to figure out where I'm wanting to go. When I look at the TV and I see these people with $1 million smiles and great bodies, I do want that, but I do need to pay attention in the mirror. Where am I first? Like, should I start there? Is that what I should be doing? And that's what this one is doing. Okay, I'm ready to talk about my next guy.
Ready.
My next guy was a guy who at some point during our cash consultation, remember those are free? We got you. Let's have a conversation about that very, very soon by clicking the link on thebankingbros.com.
You can also scan the QR code that's in the top right of this live. Go for it.
Okay. It's the guy who at some point while we were talking, and we're using generalities on the phone, I do that a lot to make sure we can just be friends and start to get serious about what's true, what do you want? Is he mentioned that his emergency fund, in my closet, and blah, 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 blah.
He was keeping it in the closet?
I came back to it. I
Okay.
circled back.
Oh, he said
10
it quick.
minutes later.
He said it quick and tried to keep moving?
And I said, and I didn't want to step on his toes.
Yep.
I said, my man, was that a real thing? He said, yes. I think it was something like $9,000 was in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay. Now, this guy had already started the process with us, the save and spend system process. So he's been working alongside, I believe it was 2 policies.
Okay.
Okay. But he was not doing the process himself. He just owned the product.
Okay.
So he needed to have a refresher.
Yep.
We needed to talk about it. And I mentioned to him, I said, hey, my emergency fund is in a place where it's guaranteed to grow. It's increasing daily. It's income tax free. It's liquid leverageable, and there's non-restricted use.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, man, I see what you're saying. I was like, why do you have your emergency fund in the closet? What's the death benefit on that closet situation?
Yeah.
He's like, okay. I was like, why wouldn't you strongly consider that your emergency fund is actually in your infinite banking policies?
Right.
And he was like, I'm thinking about it. I said, yes. Now, I'm not. Now, many of you need to realize that if you're starting day one on an infinite banking system, you probably will not have anywhere near the total value of emergency fund cash you need.
That's right.
But over time, you should probably put your entire cash flow economy inside the place with a death benefit, with guarantees, with income tax freedom, with growth every day, with liquidity, and with privacy and non-restricted use. Why wouldn't I keep my money there?
Yep.
What's magical about your closet? Do I need to come over? I can put 9,000 in your closet. If you give me all that stuff, I'll put it there.
Yep.
And he was like, where's your emergency fund, people? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, I did a video recently, so it'll come out on our YouTube channel this week probably or next week. And the video is soft switching. So there was an article that came out. You've heard of soft quitting, quiet quitting, soft quitting.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I did not know where this was going at all.
Yeah. So there's an article that came out and talked about banks, and they talked about people are soft or quiet switching, meaning you've been with Wells Fargo. Okay, the average time people are with their banks is like 17 to 19 years, which is insane to me because you're not with anything for 17 to 19. You're not in your house for 17 to 19. I mean, that's 4 cars for 17 to 19.
Okay. That's an entire kid's life.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how long people are with their bank. But people are soft switching or quiet switching because they're starting these new online providers, whatever.
Yeah.
They're realizing, oh man, half of these things are better than where I've been forever.
They'll give me a debit card and app, and they give me 3%.
And so they just start to quietly. It's not right. It's just like you switch your paycheck this week, then you switch Netflix the other week, and then it's just quiet switching.
Okay.
So here's the craziest numbers. Chime, you heard of Chime?
Yeah. All right.
Chime's leading the league. Like by far, like it's not close. People are switching to Chime. It's something like 77% of people who go to Chime's website open an account. It's something outrageous. And it's like Chime has all, and again, it's because they offer, whatever they offer.
Probably a guaranteed interest rate is the thing. It's like 2-3%.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is. We need to go to their website.
Yeah,
and figure out what they
why
offer.
is it? Figure out
but
what it
Chime's
is.
like killing. But anyway, the reason I brought it up is because that's the same mentality actually for a lot of people when they start infinite banking. I know it was for me. It's like a soft switch. It's like a quiet switch. All I'm actually going to do is make sure I like it, understand how it works, can use it, and then I start pulling the money from the savings account, from the qualified plans, from the TSPs, from the IRAs, and putting it into the policy. Because it's very similar to like getting on Chime. You've got to figure out how this works.
Yeah.
But once you figure out how it works, you know what the paperwork looks like, you know how to log in. It's like, oh, why in the world would I leave $8,000 in the closet? Like, time for me to soft switch. Soft because I still have $8,000. Like, it's not like I did anything.
And if I do have an emergency and it takes $1,500 from me next month, like maybe I don't want to put all of it in there today.
Yep.
But yeah, I want to start my system and build my bank. That's another big idea that I've had for people. It might be for the next thought and process is we're starting a business from
Mhm.
scratch. Nelson Nash, the founder of the infinite banking concept, used to say that we're starting a business from scratch. There are costs associated with starting a business. When we start a banking system from scratch, it's the least liquid day. We just started.
Yep.
We don't have all the cash value we want. We can see the TV with the people with beautiful bodies and long hair and they're on the beach, but we're not there today. We got to say yes to where we are and be truthful to our current situation.
Yeah. I went to Chime's website. If we can pull it up real
Let's
fast.
do it. Let's figure it out.
And it doesn't seem too special, but it kind of looks good. Fee-free overdrafts up to $200.
Well, they had Jason Momoa on the main page.
Oh,
Maybe that's why the
overdrafts
ladies-
can kill people. You don't mess that up. $35 per item, it gets ridiculous,
I
right?
got a $39 one.
Get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. That's what they put in the commercials. I've seen that. Again, Jason Momoa, so that's just Jason, so we get that. Cash back on credit and fee free. If you scroll down there, it looks like you can get spotted $200 with no overdraft fees if you do that program.
I think a lot of reason that the I'm audio booking something from Dr. Benjamin Hardy, my favorite author,
Okay.
and I think, I don't know, maybe you do, maybe it's obvious, that part of the reason that these fees are going away is because utilizing these transaction systems,
Yeah.
Visa gives the provider
Yeah.
money.
Did you see that? Some changing too. Anyway, here's a good one. I'm looking at Chime. I'm like, oh, this is good. You make fee-free cash deposits at Walgreens. Some of these online banks, you can't put any cash in them.
Oh,
I've got
gosh,
an
that's
online
true.
bank. I cannot get cash into this bank.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal. I mean, for all of the restaurant workers and people who do cash businesses,
Sure.
this is humongous.
Yeah.
I can put cash in this one.
Kids
Anyway,
even maybe.
right. Anyway,
Yeah.
so anyway,
I
I'll
give my
go
kids
back
cash.
and talk about what you just said. So Visa and MasterCard have been in a lawsuit for forever. It's been a decade or something. They just lost. So like January 1 or something, when you swipe whatever card you want at Costco, Costco pays the fees to Visa or MasterCard. That's going away. The
Oh.
consumer now pays them, aka all stores are about to be like, we only accept Visa because of the fees or whatever. So I read an article that said, oh, it's about to get crazy
Oh yeah.
because
For the retailer.
the retailers are
Oh.
about to pass the savings onto the consumers. So aka they're about to go, you can only use these cards here or whatever. And so it was actually an article on Amex Platinum and
Right.
airport lounges. It was kind of all tied because
Right.
they went, this card's not as good as it's been coming in 1 month. Like you actually don't want this one anymore. You're about to not be able to use it. So you're not gonna be able to get your points, and you're not gonna be able to get in the lounge, all that stuff. But anyway, if you're hearing it here first, I read the article. You can look it up. I'd have to go find it again. Maybe I could, but the fees on what card swiped where, that 2% or 1% or 2 cents transaction fee are about to be passed to us because of the lawsuit that just happened. So it's about to get a little tricky. And that also is terrible because it also means prices are going up.
Yeah.
And these prices are already high.
The customer has to pay for the transaction.
Right. So anyway, all that Stripe, Stripe came out and was like killing it because of the transaction fees. They provide you a little card reader, and then at your restaurant they were taking 1% every time. Stripe was killing it. I think stuff like that is just changing, so you got to pay attention.
Did you guys know this? Let us know. Not a lot of comments today. You guys are in turkey comas, I think, since last Thursday about this time. But remember, you can always chat with us about a new topic that you want to cover. We're trying to help people, and we just talked about some of the things that we're hearing from some of our clientele right now, or budding clientele. Remember, you can work with us with a conversation first. So you just want to click the link, get on our calendar. We don't actually charge you anything to introduce how we can help you with your goals. So hit us up at even thesaveandspendsystem.com. I know we haven't updated that in a while, but if you want to watch our video, you got that option too.
You could, yep. There's a lot of options. The easiest ones are thebankingbros.com. You can see it at the bottom of the screen. You can also join our Facebook group. We're Infinite Bankers over there on Facebook. Wherever you're watching currently, you can just click the link in our bio. And like Jeremiah mentioned, you can go to saveandspendsystem.com. We got all sorts of options.
We got it.
Just to make sure that you guys understand where we're coming from and how we're looking to help. So
now here's another idea. Joan and I are talking it over right now. We think in January, I'm ready in January to lead you through another masterclass that's going to be the banking book report. We want to walk and talk through this book. You see it here? The Becoming Your Own Banker book. I think sometime in January, if I'm on my game, I can figure this out. We can promote that we've got a new webinar. We'll have other ones. We got partners now we're going to introduce people to.
Yep.
Get your taxes right in 2026. Get your trust and estate plans set up. Get your other types of insurance, P&C, health and Medicare, all that type of stuff. We are talking through our partnership opportunities right now, but I think we need to go to the basics, even for the people we've helped in the last 8 years. Why? Many of you have not read the book. You have not thought through the process of becoming your own banker, and you think we are your banker. We are not.
All right, Rob H. Moe III. Rob H. Moe III, I think. Okay, he says, what's the best way to start the infinite banking concept? If you are starting from scratch and you only have about $2,000 to invest monthly, he says monthly, $2,000 monthly, what's the best way to start? Rob, the best way to start is with $2,000 a month monthly, because that's what you've got, man. That would be the best way to start. I'm assuming you said that thinking like we thought a decade ago. That's not enough money. I'm assuming if he said that, maybe he's thinking that.
Right. I'm assuming that too. It's relative on what you think a lot of money is.
Yeah. Okay. So when I started infinite banking a decade ago, I also thought the amount of money I had was not enough money. Like they're gonna laugh at me. They're not gonna let me get started. We are not laughing at you. We will absolutely help you get started. Even our mentor in the space for a long time started his first policy at $2,000 a month. Right,
and he's got lots of policies now. 20 policies, millions of dollars of cash growth. In that time from funding them. You are on track, my friend.
Yep, you sure are. So honestly, Rob, I'm literally not joking, Rob. The best thing that you could do is literally just book a call. Scan the QR code in the corner, click the link, whatever you want to do. Book a call with us. Whichever one of us you get, we'll walk you through exactly what $2,000 a month looks like. And if you don't want to do $2,000 a month, you want to do $1,500, you want to do $1,000, because we also need to do emergency fund or something like that. Right. We got you. So when we talk to you, we'll ask you those questions. We'll figure out what actually makes sense. We'll build you a plan. Again, like I mentioned earlier, there's a little bit of a soft switch going on. You got to switch your mentality. You got to understand what's happening in the policy, and then you'll realize that you want to do more or have more or whatever. But that's not where you are right now. Where you are right now is what you've got right now, like you said. So just reach out and we'll walk you through how to exactly get it done with what you have right now. We're happy to do it. Entertain, right? Yeah, entertain me 8671. Thank you for pointing that out. He says 2000. You said invest. Basically, he's calling out the word there. You said invest. It's not investing.
You're not investing.
Saving it in a different place.
We understand if you meant it super generically. We don't want to bite you in the butt before you even get on a phone call with us. So you might think of it as a super generic word. Around here, we get specific with that word: savings, investing, retirement plans, banking. Financing, and we want to remind you that you're not investing in whole life insurance, the product we're going to use. You are saving your money because it's guaranteed to kick out 10x, 100x for your family, friends, church, and charities. So there's no risk. That's what we're saying. There's no risk, so it's not actually an investment.
Yep. You're also guaranteed to be able to go back and get it later, which is fun. And we can walk you through that and show you guys that too. But I'm glad you understand. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I kid you not, Rob, you're right on track. If you are really interested in a few things, I want to see what it looks like. Book a call. I just want somebody to talk me through my situation. Book a call. I just don't know if I've got all the information. To be easier if somebody like sent me an email or a text message and had like the things I actually need to watch. Book a call. Does that make sense? I'm not. So anyway, I don't want to push you if you not ready or something, but that's how we'll be able to get you specifically the information that you're looking for. So big shout out to KA Bro 421 and Don S Carr. over on Instagram. Ben Rashid is over there watching. We appreciate you. If you've got any questions, personal finance questions, please put them in the comments. We'll answer them just like Rob just did. I think he's saying that he did understand the concept completely for all those who are watching. Or
so
I
he
totally
probably just doesn't know what his numbers will be able to do for him and where he wants to go.
Yep.
And so, Rob, if that's the case, we know the numbers. We can show you things. We can do a video call.
Yep.
So let's walk through your numbers and make sure we figure out where you are, $2K a month or otherwise, and where you want to go and how we get there. We got you.
Yep.
You're ready, man.
And it's all guaranteed. That's one of my favorite parts. You don't have to speculate. You don't have to cross your fingers. You don't have to hope things go your way. The insurance company will guarantee the results.
Now, here's another thing that I
amazing.
just did. One of the things that we do is if we are on this call for the first time and we're not doing visuals, Rob, what we're doing is we're walking and talking, getting to know each other and how we can help you and what the truth is. Well, I read this, heard this, watched this. Is this how it works? Or explain it to me. The next thing, shout out to Woodworks Treasures on IG, who set up our studio. That's him.
Oh, what's
Yeah,
up?
there he is. What's up,
Woodworks
Rich?
Treasures.
All right, that's Rich. Go follow that handle, by the way. He does amazing work.
He does.
On that channel, he's got all sorts of custom work. So if you're on IG, Woodworks Treasures, we see you, Rich.
Yep.
And
Hopefully
we're doing it right.
We
Can
got
you
to
hear
set
us?
up the whole
Can
studio.
you
Here we
hear
go.
us?
Camera 1.
All right.
We see you, Rich. Camera 2. What's going on? Camera 3.
All right.
All
Rich,
right, love
appreciate
it.
you, man.
Love it.
All right. He's working on some artwork for my home,
All
too, and we're going to get it on that channel sooner or later. What's up, man? Okay. So what I was saying about Rob and his situation and another client customer.
Just talking and walking people through first time, or?
Yes. Okay. So I did a call with someone earlier this morning who is approved for their first infinite banking whole life insurance policy. And I was reminding them, oh, you said the word guaranteed a couple times.
Yeah.
What's crazy about this is the way I do walkthroughs, as I say, here's what's guaranteed. Here's how your money's growing, cash flowing. Do you see the word guaranteed at the top? Things like that. And people go, yes, yes, yes. Then I add in dividends. Then I remind them about banking. And I said, so the guaranteed numbers that you said yes to, income tax-free, private, liquid, with the death benefit, unrestricted access, you said yes. That's the worst it can do.
Yep.
And they're like, praise God.
Yep.
That's the worst it does.
I've
And you
been,
already like that.
Yeah, I've been chatting with a few people who needed or asked questions about like, how does it work practically? So I've been logging in for them. I've got I can't log into the site we want to log into because I've never set it up. But the other, I've got a different carrier that we like to use. It's a good carrier. I've been logging in. And even last week, this girl was like, how do you do it? And I just don't understand it and whatever. I was like, listen, let's just do it together. I literally logged in to the one website, paid $10 loan repayment. I was like, I'll call you back next week. You look at the numbers, screenshot. I'll call you back next week. Next week, called her, logged back in. Look, she was like, oh, okay.
Oh, we good now. We good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Chime, 77%.
Right,
I'm
anyway,
in now.
So that's how it works.
Yeah. So we will help you. So that's another thing that I help people understand at the very top of the call, Rob or Rich or whoever else may be out there today, is you can ask anything. We can talk about anything surrounding this idea because I do it. So like you can ask me anything. Nothing's off limits. I'm doing this. I have multiple of these accounts. There are multiple people in the family. I've been doing it for 8 years. What do you want to know? I've got them.
Yep.
Ask.
All right.
We'll look at it. We'll read the paperwork. Yeah. We'll log in and pay some premium, PUAs, cash value, we'll do something. Like while we're here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being around for our Ask Us Anything. Will the webinars be viewable after the live event? You better believe it. But you do have to register, Jake.
If you register, yeah. So
you'll
I've
get
learned that trick too in my life, Jake. Maybe you should. I'm not going to join the webinar. I don't think I can. I'll still sign up because I'll probably get the
email.
Review.
You'll get the email
and I can do it later and I can watch it twice as fast.
Yeah. There you go. Anyway, we really appreciate you. We'll be back next week, Thursday, 12 noon Eastern. Thanks so much for your time, energy, attention. We appreciate you. Click the link in the bio if you want to chat with us, and we'll see you next time.
You are now tuned to the banking bros. Said we couldn't make it, drink or settle, this the life we chose. Gave a lot of game, we never got a lot of things. Bow your head and say the prayer, we taught you how to be the bank.